Sometimes you can experience such traumatic pains that you become susceptible to the idea of inflicting those very same pain that you struggle with upon yourself. Sometimes you get hurt so much, so often, that to forget one pain, you start to indulge in another. Today, I want to have a very revealing and interesting conversation with you pertaining to my experience with self abuse. Let's go. Like diamonds, I'm watching how you glow. What's up, everybody? It's your boy AJ here, coming through your TV screen, your phone screen, your laptop screen, and beyond. How you bloody doing, mate? So, I want to paint a little picture for you right now. I want you to walk with me, stroll with me for as long as you can, okay? It might get a little traumatic. I try to filter it as best as I can, but walk with me. So, my father passed away. You guys know that. At the age of 5 from a very, very fatal car accident. I had to process that scenario at the age of 5. Moving along within the same year, my mother lost her only source of income at the time. I had to process that as a child. Fast forward, I experienced the first type of abuse, which is sexual abuse. I had to process that again as a child. I then encountered my second type of abuse, which is physical abuse, at the hands of my siblings. I had to also process that as a child. That's where this conversation starts. All of those experiences led me to start doing something, which is to indulge in what I refer to as self-abuse. Now, if you have absolutely no idea what that means or what that is, it's when you inflict abuse upon yourself for whatever reason you feel justifies you hurting yourself. Now, I'm going to walk you through a scenario that happened to me as a child. I used to do this as a child, and I kid you not. It might sound bizarre to you when I say it to you, but walk with me here. No, because at the end of this conversation, I want to advise you to do something. This is what makes me me. These are the things that make me me. And outside of this pain, I want to bear some inspiration to you. Because I wish I had people in my life at the time to nurture me. I didn't. I had to do it myself. So, everything I explained to you in the beginning led me to start doing and indulging in what, again, I refer to as self-abuse. So let me explain to you my type of self-abuse. I used to have nightmares. I can't sleep. Just up endlessly. Now, as a child, I used to contemplate and think about my past traumatic traumas going all the way back to the beginning, to when I first experienced a trauma. Now, all of those traumas would always constantly be on my mind, never ending pain, the They're wondering why it's happening to me. I don't even know how to feel about it. I don't even know what's happening to me. I don't know how to process it. None of that. All of that trauma, all of that pain was constantly in rotation on my mind. Safe to say that the thought of dying was something I thought about a lot. Now, what I used to do as a child, and I kid you not, I'm not making this up, okay? My bunk bed, okay, first, I used to live in Jamaica in something they call a quad. That's a 1-bedroom house with 1 kitchen, 1 bathroom, 1 everything, okay? We were so poor, we were living in poverty, okay? So that 1 quad that we were living in had to be split in 3. So my mother had 1 section of the room. My sister there was a bunk bed. My sister was on top. I was on bottom with my brother, and sometimes we would share bed with our mom. And it goes around and it goes around. Sometimes people would sleep on the floor. What I used to do, so in the quad, it's a platform that has 1 big concrete house that they split in 4 sections, which then creates the quad itself. So it's a big square platform, and that platform is large enough to make 4 1-bedroom houses out of it. Hope you're bearing with me here. So our neighbor was on the same quad platform as us. So like if I knock the concrete hard enough, they'll hear it. So what I used to do is I used to be on the bottom of the bunk, laying down, and I would bang my head against that concrete wall constantly. I'd bang my head. Just motion after motion after motion. Eventually, I would have gotten a migraine. And then I would have been so focused on the intense pain of the migraine that I wouldn't be able to think about the traumatic pain of everything else. I'll be the first to tell you that wasn't my best moment. That wasn't my smartest decision. But it was the lesser of 2 evils. So I would constantly do that every day, all day, every night, all night. I used to struggle with migraine a lot. That was part of the reason. I used to do that so often that there started to become things wrong with me because I was doing that. But I didn't really care about the consequences of it because it was a quick fix, and it was temporary, but the temporariness of it was everlasting, and I needed even that split moment, even 5 seconds of not having to deal with trying to process what the hell I'm going through as a child. This is what happens when you don't have a support system around you. This is what happens when you're alone as a child. Now, being alone as a child was not something my mother intended. It just sort of happened. Like I said, my father died, and literally he died out of nowhere. Like, it was so far unexpected. Even today, if I bring a conversation up to my mother about my father, immediately, just by her body language, you can tell the conversation just got sensitive. That's my mother. She hasn't gotten over it. But I'm saying, because of those other traumatic experiences, it led me down a path where I was now inflicting all of this pain upon myself to get rid of the thought of thinking about some other type of pain, which is not really the best option I could have chosen, but it worked for the time it worked, and I needed that time to just not think about anything but anything. If you go through these things, if you have absolutely no idea what those sort of things feel like, I hope you don't. I will never wish upon anyone to experience the things I've experienced as a person. But I'm in this place now where I can talk about it for the sake of helping others come to that place where I am now at. The thing about it is, when you go through traumatic experiences, oftentimes your mind tries to get you in a space where you try to pick the lesser of two evils. So you're dealing with trauma that you're trying to figure out how to process, and then the world is on your shoulders because you're a human being and you have to live. Life doesn't stop living for anyone. Time doesn't wait for anybody. Opportunities wait for no one. And it's those different things on each side of your mind where you now have to choose the lesser of the evil, which is the position that I put myself in. My advice, if you have any idea what that feels like, your experiences make you who you are, no matter how victimized you may feel. It is okay to accept that you're not okay. It is okay to tell yourself you're not okay. It is okay to admit to yourself that you are not okay. Trying to fight your demons with a lesser of two evils is going to make what is two evils now three. If you just listen to everything I explained, two demons, lesser of two evils, now became three. You're only going to end up making the situations worse. What I wish someone would have taught me when I was a child was to face my fears. I was so afraid of processing that pain, because to process it, I would have to admit to myself that I'm actually feeling the pain. And I had to admit to myself that these things happen to me and I'm going through this and I'm hurting by this and I don't know what to do. And all of those things have to be admitted. And I was afraid of it. Don't be. If you have any idea what I'm talking about, if you have any type of experience similar to mine, even remotely, don't be afraid. Face your demons. They come at you, you face them. Don't try to run. Because running gives your demons power. Being afraid gives your demons power. It's your life. Take control of it. You feel hurt? Feel hurt. Don't let that hurt control you. Don't let that hurt consume you. It is okay to admit to yourself that you are not okay. Suppressing it, dodging it, drinking it off, smoking it off, all of those other things we do to distract ourselves from our reality, face it. The sooner you face it, the better you'll be able to endure it. Because don't get me wrong, it's never going to go anywhere. And it's always going to be here. You're either going to be able to coexist with it, live with it, let it go, but it's never going to leave your mind. So being in the position or becoming in the position of having to choose lesser of two evils, don't choose nothing. Face it. Face it. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Face it. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but face it. Because when you face it and you phase through it, you are going to become the stronger and the better person. I hope that just resonated. I hope you just got an ounce of inspiration and determination and grip on whatever is consuming your life. With that being said, with that being understood, it's your boy AJ, and I'm signing out. I love you.